In all the language, whatever you take, any concept, any logic, the logic remains same in all the programming language. The only thing that it changes is syntax. Expression in the sense what? A valid combination of a constant. What exactly counter control repetition? It's nothing but follow. Repetition. Repetition in the sense loop. Another synonym for the loop is what I will call it as repetition. Hello everyone, I welcome all of you to the yet another important and interesting session on software testing. So fine, what is that I have in this session? So let's look at that. So hope you have seen the previous sessions, my dear students. Suppose if not, I recommend all of you to go back and check the previous sessions in the Vidyashram YouTube channel. Suppose if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please click on the bell button to subscribe the channel because you will miss out a lot of important notifications. Yes, we are moving on to the next slide. So what is that I have? So this is what I will be discussing in today's session. What exactly I will be discussing? It's all about the pseudocodes. All of you would have come across with this word in the long back, but with respect to the software testing, I will be discussing this. What exactly this pseudocode is all about and how do I write each and everything with respect to the programming language is what I will be discussing in this session. So fine, before I start this topic to all of you, so please understand the concept of pseudocode. Say for example, if I say Java programming language, hope all of you have studied. And if I say C programming language, you have studied. C++, you have studied. You have studied multiple different programming language. You need to understand one thing. In all the language, whatever you take, any concept, any logic, the logic remains same in all the programming language. The only thing that it changes is syntax. So guys, but whenever I'm writing the syntax or whenever I'm writing the pseudocode, so you will not be writing with respect to any other programming language. Pseudocode is unique. This pseudocode will not get influenced by any programming language is what you need to understand first. Point number one with respect to the pseudocode, and moving on to the next point that you need to observe and understand before I start my thing. My dear students, you need to remember when it comes to the pseudocode, that's not the complete program code. Whenever you have the pseudocode, so that is not the complete program code. You will understand what exactly it is happening by looking at the pseudocode. It's not pure programming code. So that is the second thing that you need to remember. Point number one, it is not dependent on or it is not influenced by any programming language. Point number two, so it is not complete like a program code. But you will understand what exactly it is happening by looking at the pseudocode. So this is what you need to understand before I start my session, and more importantly, we follow the different particular syntax to write the pseudocode. So that is what I am going to explain now. Say for example, if I want to assign a variable, how do I assign a variable in pseudocode? If I want to use if statement, how do I write the if statement in pseudocode? If I want to use a while loop, how do I write the while loop? What is the syntax to write the while loop in pseudocode? So this is what I will be discussing one by one in my class today. So I want all of you to have a notepad next to you. Please write down the syntax for each and everything which I'm going to consider and which I'm going to explain. So let me start without wasting much of your time. I think this much of blending is required to make you understand what is that I'm discussing. All right, so don't blame me for that. So fine, I have the pseudocode now. So guys, what is that I have first? Say for example, if you are writing the pseudocode, so I will be using the comments, right? How do I write the comment in pseudocode? So that's what we have given here. So you have to write the comments like this. Say for example, I need to write the comment. I have to use the symbol. Say for example, write a program to calculate, all right, to calculate the prime number. Okay, this is how I write my comment. This is how I write my comments. Okay, so that's what you need to understand. In the same way, assignment statements in the sense what I will be mainly using this is equal to, right? So that's what I will call it as assignment. So what you will be using? So you will be using the variable and you will be using the expression. Say for example, I have the variable. This is variable A is equal to expression 10 plus 20, whatever you want. Okay. You all know about expression. Expression in the sense what? A valid combination of a constant. Valid combination of a constant and operator. So please remember, what is expression? Listen to me carefully. A valid combination of a variable, okay? Valid combination of a variable, constant and operator is equal to expression. So this is what you need to remember. Sir, how exactly you are saying this? So please understand what is that I have first here? Variable. Let me write like this. A is equal to A plus 10. Okay. So fine. So what is that I have here? The first one, V in the sense variable. Variable in the sense what? A is a variable. Fine. What is the next one that I have? Constant. What is the constant here? 10 is a constant. So fine, I understood that. What is the last one? I have operator. So plus is a operator. So this is what I will call it as a expression. So fine. So here I have the variable. So you all know that, and this is the expression. So using this is equal to, I'm storing whatever I have this value to this particular variable. You all know that. And this is the syntax to represent any expression, assignment statements in my pseudocode. All right. So fine. If I want to read any input, okay. So for example, if it is a C programming language, if you are reading anything, you guys would have used scanf. All right. You guys would have used scanf to read the values from the user. Yes or no? So, but I'm not using this scanf in the pseudocode. Instead of that, I'm just using the input keyword. Okay. So this is how you will be using input variable list. How many variables you have? You will just use with a comma operator. Say for example, I have input. Okay. Input A comma B. So this is how I will be writing my statement in the pseudocode. So you have to be very particular whenever you are writing the syntax. In the same way, I have output. So for output also, I will be using the keyword output. So please be careful in writing this. And after that, so you will be writing the variable list. This is what you need to understand with respect to the comment, with respect to the assignment statement, and with respect to the input and output. So what next I have? So the next important thing that I have is all about the selection statements. When it comes to the selection statements, I have different types of selection statement, which I'm going to discuss one by one now. Listen to me carefully. The first one that I have is simple selection. Simple selection is nothing but simple if. How do we use the simple if? The same simple if, I'm calling it as a simple selection here. According to the author, so this is the general syntax, or this is the general syntax to write the pseudocode for simple if statement. What exactly that I have to observe here? So I need all your concentration in this keyword. Please observe here. What does that I have? So I have the if keyword here. I have if keyword here, followed by I have the condition. Followed by I have the condition. And very importantly, this will be very new for all of you. You have to use a keyword called then. If at all you are using or if you are writing the syntax in the pseudocode for if, you have to use a keyword called then, because we were not using this then in my program code. I was just using like this. This is how I used to write if else, right? Where was then? I was never using the then keyword in my if statement. That's what you need to understand. All right. So, but whenever I'm using the pseudocode, you need to understand that I have a keyword called then. So this is what I will call it as then clause. This is what I will call it as a then clause. And moreover, you need to observe one important topic, that I have the open flower bracket and close flower bracket here, but I don't have that when it comes to the pseudocode. So instead of that, if I'm using this if keyword, I will be just using the end if, so that I will understand this if statement is getting ended in this point. That's what you need to understand. So fine, this is all about the simple if, all right? So that's what I will call it as a simple selection. Moving on to the next one, that is selection. Any difference in that? Yes, of course you have difference. So I have the else clause also. The same thing, I will just borrow it here. I will just add one more line, extra line, that is else clause. Okay. So how many clauses I have here? Inside I have two clauses. One is then clause, another one is else clause. The rest, everything retained as it is. That's what you need to understand here. All right, moving on to the next one that I have is multiple selection. This is basically, we call it as a switch case, right? This is what we have studied in our previous years in the previous programming languages. Switch case, how do I convert that into pseudocode? So what is the syntax that I have to follow? So I have to use the keyword case and then followed by the variable, whatever you are passing inside the switch case is what you need to remember. And then you have to write that. Followed by, you will be using the keyword called off. You have to write the keyword called off. So fine. So what is the new thing in this? So please understand, we were writing, or we used to write like this in the switch case, right? So variable used to get passed here and I was using the keyword called switch. This is how I used to write, and I used to have my case keyword inside this case one. All right. So my code used to have here. So I used to write break and at the end, like, default. Okay. This is what I used to write. But see the transformation, how exactly I have. I don't have the switch keyword here. I'm just using the case keyword. Followed by the variable, and followed by that I have off. So this is what you need to observe carefully whenever you are writing the pseudocode with respect to the switch case. So fine. After that, what is the change that I have? The rest everything remains as it is, like case 1 colon. This is what we used to write, right? So same thing I will write, and then whatever the code that you wanted to write. So you please follow the rules and the norms of pseudocode and you can write it. Then followed by at the end, guys, you have the end case. The same way you have endf. So you have opened the case here. You just have to use end keyword to end the case. That's what you need to observe here. Moving on to the next thing that I have. So I have counter controlled repetition. What exactly counter controlled repetition? It's nothing but for loop. You all know that, right? So how do I do that? So you will be using the for keyword here. Again, you are writing the counter is equal to start to stop. You're just writing the start from where it should start, from where exactly it should end. That's what you will mention with the variable start and stop. All right, that's what you need to remember. Say for example 0 to 1. So run my for loop. Okay, say for example I have for a is equal to 0 to 1. So that's how you will be using the for loop here. That's what you need to do. And whatever the loop body is, the statements that you wanted to give, so you will be specifying that after one indent. And observe here, I have the keyword end for. And here also, I forgot to mention, you need to follow the same indentation. That's very important. All right. Say, for example, I'm starting my if statement here, and then the next line will be after one tab space. We mainly prefer 3 blank space, but that's okay even if you use one tab space. So the indentation plays a very important role. I want you all to follow the same indentation. All right. Saying that, moving on to the next one, I think you all know about the for loop also. And the next one that I have is pre-test repetition. Pre in the sense what? You all know that we have 2 types of loops when it comes to while. That is entry control loop and exit control loop. So guys, it's very important that you need to understand. So entry control loop is always treated as pre-tested repetition. Repetition in the sense loop. The another synonym for the loop is what I will call it as repetition. So fine, we know that. So what is the syntax? Syntax remains very simple. You will be using the keyword while and then condition followed by the loop body and end while. So that's what you need to remember. Followed by, I have a post test, that's do while. So nothing much, nothing great you need to remember. Do, all right. So you will be using the loop body until is a keyword that you have to use. So until you satisfy this condition, you will be doing this is what you need to remember in this point. So fine, you understood the while and do while also. The next one is class or object. If you are writing any program in the pseudocode with respect to the classes and objects, you have to follow some of the rules. What is that? So please observe, you have to write the name of it and followed by attribute list, method list, and followed by the body. That's what you need to observe here. So this is what, please observe this part. I have three things inside this. One is attribute list, all right, methods and the body. Attributes list in the sense the variables, whatever you have, and followed by the method list, followed by the method list. Method list in the sense what? Method list in the sense what? The number of functions that you have. That's what I will call it as a method list. In the body, as you all know, the program body. So this is how I write my class. And then object creation. Oh my God, this is very important. So when I'm creating the object, so you all know that I will be using the statement like this. What is that? Class name. I have to write the class name and then followed by variable name. Followed by what? Variable name is equal to new constructor name is what I have to write. Like, the same name, class name will be the constructor name. So I will write like this, class name. Okay, this is how I will be writing. So fine, how exactly that they have changed here? So please observe here. I have to use a keyword called instantiate, then followed by the class name dot object name and the list of attributes within the parentheses. That's what you have to write. I repeat, you have to use a keyword called instantiate and then followed by class name is equal to object name and the list of attributes. So why do I write instantiate? Because I'm initializing this variable with the help of the keyword new. So this is what the new keyword is doing there. So that's why I'm just writing the instantiate keyword. All right, object destruction. If I want to delete the object which I have already created, which I have already initialized. So this is the syntax: delete class name dot object name. That's what you need to remember. So guys, with this, I have come to an end of the session. So hope you understood about the syntax of pseudocode. In the next class, I will be coming up with a beautiful triangle tab problem. So please keep waiting for that session and do watch. Don't forget to watch and don't forget to click on the like button if you like the session. Thank you very much.